Does Montana have death with dignity? I'm Maren, an estate planning attorney with Bluebird Law, and we've received this question from a couple of our clients, so we wanted to jump on here and address it. Death with dignity refers to physician-assisted suicide, or when a physician prescribes a lethal dose of medication to a mentally competent but terminally ill patient that patient intends to use to hasten the end of their life. In 2009, the Montana Supreme Court addressed the issue of death with dignity in Montana in the case of State v. Baxter. In State v. Baxter, the Montana Supreme Court sidestepped the question of whether there's a constitutional right to dying with dignity in Montana and instead looked to the statutes to see if it was prohibited by Montana law. The court held that nothing in Montana law prohibits a physician from honoring a mentally competent but terminally ill patient's request by prescribing a lethal dose of medication to them. In making their determination, the Supreme Court looked to Montana's Terminally Ill Act. The Montana Terminally Ill Act allows any adult that's mentally competent to make a declaration, or what we call our Advanced Healthcare Directive or Living Will, that if you were in a permanent vegetative state, you would not want to be kept on life-sustaining treatment. So it allows for doctors to follow your wishes by withholding or withdrawing life-sustaining treatment if you are found to be in a vegetative state that you will never recover from. It goes one step further to even say that physicians that do follow your wishes in that area cannot be held civilly or criminally liable. However, in the case of physician-assisted suicide, the Montana Supreme Court found that consent is a statutory defense to a charge of homicide for the physician if they were to have prescribed that medication that someone then used to hasten their death. There's a difference between having immunity and having a defense. And so what we're seeing right now is that while death with dignity is essentially effective in Montana, that it's hard to get a physician that is willing to stake their license and their livelihood and their life on whether or not they're going to be criminally charged and have to defend themselves. In every legislative session since then, there have been bills to both provide more physician protection and to also criminalize physician action in physician-assisted suicide. As of right now, none have passed. So upon looking at Montana law, it appears that the answer is yes, Montana has death with dignity, but it might be very difficult for you to find a physician that was willing to help you hasten the end of your life if you were terminally ill. If you have any more questions about this subject, please don't hesitate to call us. We'd love to chat with you about it.